Welcome back to Road to Fire. We're a family of three documenting our journey to fire, financial independence, retire early. Let's chat about our November 2020 budget. I will share all our real numbers, details on our budget and bonus, and outline expected expenses for the month like always. So please hang with me. This month, I will receive about $43,000 in bonuses. I'll go through the details in a second, but this isn't a video about bragging, but to be 100% transparent, which is the foundation of my channel. I've been very fortunate to be at the right job at the right time. And I'm not going to lie, I won't believe this number until it hits my account on Friday, but this was actually the hardest budget to create, so I will split into two sections. Let me provide some context on what I do and what led to the large bonus. If you don't know already, I work as a brand manager working in the consumer packaged goods segment, essentially household items. As you know, the world has been facing an invisible enemy since February. So outside of toilet paper, what were the fastest moving products on shelf? Cleaning products. And that is exactly the products my companies make. In fact, 90% of people viewing this has at least one of my company's products in their house right now. So here are the list of some of our top products. We sell disinfectants, hand sanitizers, hand soaps, dishwasher soap, glass cleaner, wood cleaner, detergent, and so forth. So when I say I've benefited from the pandemic, it's an understatement. I happen to be at the right job at the right time during a difficult time for the country. And effectively, my company was equipped to answer the need. So here are the details of the two bonuses I will receive in November. Keep in mind, my husband receives his bonus in December, so his details will be added in next month's budget. The first bonus is the year-end bonus for my old company. The pre-tax value is $44,618. I was 100% shocked when my VP told me this amount. Essentially, my bonus is calculated by taking 20% of my base salary and then is weighted against our company's metrics and our personal rating. My team hit all of our key performance metrics due to the pandemic by over 200%, essentially making my bonus 40% versus 20%. This has never been done before. One thing to note, if you're trying to back into my salary, I joined the company mid-year, so the bonus was prorated. So my guesstimation of my post-tax bonus would be around $29,894. So I don't see the final statement until Wednesday, so this will be adjusted and changed based on that information. For the second bonus, as you might recall, I got a new job and they provided me with a $20,000 signing bonus. This is probably the smallest signing bonus I've ever received post grad school, but I did negotiate my salary to be higher to offset this. Post tax amount is around $13,400. Again, that's a guesstimation. So this is my total expected return on my two bonuses. I'm 100% grateful and 100% undeserving of this. So to make things easier for me, I split out our bonus from our regular monthly budget. This month is an outlier and will impact all my year-to-date tracking, so I separated the two. From an income point of view, here is the breakout. About 69% of the bonus will come from my old company and the remaining 31% will come from my new job. One thing to note, I did lose stock value in my 401k because I was not 100% vested, so the transition was not 100% peachy. But here are the details of the exact amount as discussed previously. The old job bonuses should be projected around $29,894, and the new job bonus will come around $13,400, making the grand total income from bonus this month will be about $43,294. So here's how we plan to break out our bonus. Again, this is just our plan and will more than likely change. My main focus is to replenish the investments I will lose from my 401k not being 100% vested and fatten all of my sinking funds, especially our real estate sinking funds. I have heard many horror stories about furnaces breaking and water issues in the early months of owning a home, so I just wanted to be overly prepared. I'll go through the details in a second, but I wanted to call out the 15% dedicated to tithing. We are Christians and believe in giving to the church and charities. And if you have followed our past budget videos, you know that I've been quote unquote indebted to the church. So I am so happy to send over this money to help others. I deeply believe in giving back because along my journey, someone gave and poured into me as well. So let's get into the details. First, we'll be shifting about $13,500 into our emergency account. Again, just creating more security. We've always wanted our cash reserves to be around 6 months. Next, I'll be moving $10,000 to our brokerage account. Because we follow the DCA method, this will be put into the market in increments. I also plan to send $6,500 to tithing. There are also two organizations outside of my church that I want to send money to as well. We will then start fattening our real estate seeking funds for unexpected costs, and so we hope to put $5,000 to this account. Then we are expecting to spend about $3,000 in furniture, and this is probably grossly overestimated, but all of our furniture is about 6 to 7 years old and needs to be updated. I would like to increase the balance in my son's investment account, so we'll send $3,000 over to his accounts. And then we have a Tesla which has a small balance, or about a balance just under $35,000, so we'll be sending about $2,000 there. Now I know there'll be questions on why we don't pay off our Tesla in full, but I made a video on this and I will link it here. Overall, this is our bonus breakout equating to $43,000. I would be lying if I said this was not going to change, but there are just so many unknowns right now, especially as we're going through the home buying journey. So stay tuned. So let's talk about our November budget now. We budget using the zero-based budget method, which has really worked well for us. Essentially, all income has a line item in our budget. They're either tied to an expense or to our savings, and savings will include our sinking funds and investments. It makes sure that all of our income is accounted for, every single thing that comes in and out of our accounts. We have never hit our budget perfectly, and I always leave a buffer just to cover unexpected expenses. It makes things easier for us, and I also use Mint to help track our expenses, but I transfer everything into Excel. I manage our budget in the household because I love it, and I manage it on a bi-weekly basis just to align with our pay periods. So let's get into our income statement. Keep in mind we split out our bonus income for our traditional income just to make things easier to manage for us to track. Again, this month is a bit funky as we're working with one-time income increases. So here's our November income report. This is not a standard view for us as we have increased passive income and a higher W2 than normal. I'm happy to see this chart become a little bit more diverse versus previous months, and I'll link our October budget here as a reference. So here are the details. Our W-2 income represents after 401k and HSA contributions, but I have not set this up yet in my new job, so I use my last job's numbers as a proxy. Total plan is $14,234. One key call out is that my old company also paid out my unused vacation, so you'll see that in my W-2, it's almost like me having 3.5 checks for the month versus our traditional 2 checks a month. We just spoke through the bonuses, but I'll put a 0 here for reporting reasons. You can see how adding in here would have skewed all the data in the charts. And for passive income, I have not created our duplex buying video yet as I'm waiting to get things finalized, but we are planning to close this month and there is currently a tenant already there through the August of next year. His rent will be about $1,250 a month. The seller will also send over his security deposit as well on the closing date. So that will bring our passive income to about $2,515, including the additional $100 we already traditionally receive from passive income from various things throughout the month. And from other, we have $0 slotted. So total expected income is around $16,649. Traditionally, for each given month, we sit at around $11,300. So you can see that this is definitely an abnormal month for us. Now let's look over our expected expenses for November. Because I hate super long YouTube videos, I'll focus on our biggest expenses and buzz through the minor ones. Maybe it's just me, but videos over a certain length are just something that I lose focus on towards the end. So here's our November expense report. I always highlight our top 5 categories, and this month it's savings, childcare, car payment, moving expenses, and tithing. These 5 categories represent over 80% of our total expenses. One thing to note again, savings is seen as an expense here because we follow the zero-based budget method, but in reality it's not an expense, but it's a great way for us to track our savings month over month. Our total expenses are just under $16,500. I left about $200 buffer as some of our income parameters are guesstimations. Also, if we fail to close on our house this month, hopefully not, but if that happens, then our savings rate will decrease. Right now we're sitting at about 67% savings rate, which is insane for the month. So here are our details. Savings is our top line item, and that's usual for us. We plan $10,980 to go into savings. I'll probably round that off to an even $11,000. Next, we'll have child expenses. We will need to find my son a new school, as we also are moving to a winter state, so we will need to provide him with new clothes. So the expected expenses will be around $1,625. We'll then be sending about $700 to pay off our Tesla. This includes our monthly payment with a small snowball payment on top. Next is moving expenses, which I absolutely dread. So we're expecting to spend about $650. Again, I really hate moving, but we're planning to go old school with the U-Haul and hire a few people to help us pack in the truck. We don't have a lot of items as we already started selling and packing things away, but we're looking forward to finally being able to get closer to friends and family who can support and help us on the other side so we won't have to have movers for once we get to our new home. We then are spending about $600 on household items, and that includes new items for the house that we're buying. So we plan to do a little bit of a touch-ups here and there, first focusing on the bathroom on the first floor, as there's some need to do some painting, sandpaper, fixtures, tiles, all these little things that need to be picked up at Home Depot. The next set of expenses are fixed and rarely change. You'll see that I have tithing here again. So that's the traditional tithing that I do each and every month. I do a bi-weekly payment of $500. So grocery stays at about $300 a month as we allocate $100 per person and we almost always hit this budget. For car insurance, this is for both of our cars and we have it with Progressive and it's about $175, but we are toying with the idea of selling one of our cars, particularly our Audi, once we move to see how things fare out if we actually need two cars. We then budget about $175 for car gas and then $167 for our phone with Sprint, and this is normal month over month. For utilities, it's the same expected number, about $150, which includes our electricity, gas, and internet. We currently live in a 3 bedroom, 1 bath brownstone, so it's very traditional for our area. Now, the remaining items have not changed from our usual budget. The only call out is that we're entering into winter and we also need to get some more clothes, especially as we're moving to a more deeper winter state. So you'll see that our apparel budget is a little bit higher than our normal area. I did also add trash, water, and sewer, which we've never had before, as we are owning a house. So that's a new guesstimation of what that will cost. So for the total expenses for the November is around $16,467. I will really have to watch this budget closely as this represents the total ideal outcome for the month, but things are definitely bound to change with a lot of the income guesstimations that we have. So I always share my monthly financial goals on my IG page, and I wanted to start adding them here as well. Follow me there if you want to get all the receipts and details on the real time on my fire journey because I post there religiously. So my first goal is to get our emergency fund to be around $25,000, which will be over 6 months for us, and that's been a goal for me for a long time. Then I'm being really realistic about how many books I can read this month, so I'm only shooting for one book because starting a new job is going to take a lot out of me. My third goal is to close on the duplex. So much is writing on this, so I hope it works out. We have one more inspection to do because the house is older, so send us good vibes. And then the last goal is to donate that $6,500 that I have allocated coming out of our bonus. Because donating is an action that's not like our taxes taken out automatically, I don't always stay consistent on my tithing as I should, so this is a huge focus on me to build that habit. I am 100% all about goal setting, so really believe in writing down your goals and working on them daily. Just an FYI, I always have personal stretch goals outside of these as well. So the mid-month check-in will be very interesting. This will be the first budget in a long time where I have to be 100% hands-on instead of hands-off. A lot of reconciling needed. We'll definitely see how it goes. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.